Jacob, you've been very critical of this plan the Prime Minister has put forward, whereby we would effectively remain in the customs union from the point of view of collecting the tariffs due to the EU. Although we would still have the flexibility to set our own tariffs, and that would then lead to companies having to claim rebates if there's a difference. This feels like, to many companies, to be, effectively the best way forward. Why do you oppose it so strongly?
Oh, well, good morning, and thank you for inviting me on. The issue with the customs partnership is that, to be effective, it would have to keep us in the single market as well, because the idea would be that there would be a single point of entry for goods into the UK, any of which could then go on into the European Union, subject to tariffs being reclaimed if they stayed in the United Kingdom. Right. But for that to work, they've got to meet all the single market regulations as well. And therefore, the customs partnership is, in a sense, misnamed, because it means single market as well as customs union. And therefore, we would not, in effect, be leaving the European Union, because the single market and the customs union are the twin pillars of the European Union.
Now, I can see why, for Brexiters like you, this is therefore desperately important. Prime Minister is not, however, letting her plan go. She has said that she's going to rework the customs partnership and it'll come back to ministers this week. What will you do if ultimately the Cabinet signs up for it?
Well, the Prime Minister was extremely clear in her article in The Sun on Sunday this morning, saying that we would be out of the customs union and out of the single market, and that we would have control of our money, our borders and our laws. So reiterating points that she has made since she took over as Prime Minister. And my position, and the position of a lot of people within the Conservative Party, is that we are supporting the Prime Minister in what she set out in the manifesto, most importantly, because that is our deal with the voters, but also in her Lancaster House, Florence and Mansion House speeches. I think it would be very odd if the Prime Minister were to write one thing for The Sun on Sunday and for another thing to be going on in Downing Street.
Odd, but what would you do about it if she did do something different?
Well, I trust the Prime Minister not to do things that are odd, so I believe what she writes in newspapers rather than speculation about what people may be thinking in Downing Street. I think we have to deal with what we know officially rather than gossip. Now,
the Business Secretary has just said over on the MAR programme that he fears that, he backs the Prime Minister's customs partnership idea, that if he doesn't get it, there'll be thousands of job losses at Toyota. Do they not concern you?
We've had endless scare stories about Project Fear, about how we will have the 800,000 people were meant to lose their jobs, according to Treasury forecasts, just on a vote to leave the European Union. This Project Fear has been so thoroughly discredited that you would have thought that it would come to an end by now. We trade successfully all over the world. The delays on goods coming into Southampton are tiny, and we will have control of goods coming into this country. We will set our own laws, our own policies, our own regulations, and therefore we will determine how efficient the border is coming into us.